Yo, Anthony, I heard you're making money from your dorm room. Cool.
I am, bro. Yeah, let's go see it.
Yeah, I'll show you all around.
Yeah. Here we have.
Come on. Here we have our living room. We really gotta take those out. That's probably been there for a month, but.
You play piano?
I do.
To the kitchen.
Kitchen, chill.
Pretty healthy as a student founder.
A lot of DoorDash. And this is the setup. This is where it all happens right here.
This is sweet.
Dual monitor, we have everything. Everything you possibly want.
So now the big question is, what does Anthony do?
I own a UGC short form agency, specifically in UGC games. So like Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite.
Okay.
And we just promote these individually owned experiences. Yeah, we make a lot of videos in-house. We have some of, to be honest, my editing team is like some of the most talented people in the world, I think, in my opinion. They're quite incredible.
Can you show us like an example of like one of your videos?
Yeah. Just want me to post the video.
House on the Minecraft Earth server, but when most people join, they travel across the entire one-to-one Earth map found on the server. On Bedrock Edition, just go to realms and type in this ROM code, and on Java, just use this IP.
So that's like the final conversion method at the end to get them to join the product. Yeah, right now we receive commission off of each join we get, so like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's like the model. You're trying to bring people into like these different communities and like in this space.
Exactly. And we switched our monetization quite recently within the past 2 months. We used to just sell straight videos, like 25 per month for like a flat rate. And we've done way better this month and the month previous, getting paid per join. You just get to benefit from like performing incredibly well, which is exactly what we've done all year. So the second half of the year, we've had some really good, the last 2 months have been fantastic. So.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's the most amount of views you've gotten in a month?
A whole month is hard to say. The best weekend we've ever had, it was one of the most viewed reels in the entirety of the United States that weekend.
Oh, shit.
We got 30 million views across all platforms in one weekend. Specifically Instagram, I think went particularly crazy. I think it ended up getting archived like a few months ago, but it ended at like 27.4 million views.
Now let's talk about where it all started for Anthony.
I think I kind of fell into it accidentally. I didn't really realize what I was doing at the time. I was involved in like this, I was just playing Minecraft servers. I used to just be a consumer like my freshman year of high school, the summer of my freshman year. I don't know how I just like got in this community that wanted to make their own server. That kind of fell through, but I'd already learned like a decent amount about Minecraft servers, so I was like, I'm gonna start my own and like see what happens. I didn't really have like a light bulb moment of realizing I was starting a business until I was at a soccer scrimmage, and I played the first half because it was like the team was playing against each other. So then, as a goalkeeper, I just sat out the rest, and whoever was behind me got to play. And I remember I just checked my phone on the sidelines, and I saw that this like married couple, like I knew who they were because there weren't that many players in the server at all. There was like 10. Had spent $80, and I got that PayPal notification, and that was the first time. I think I had like a light bulb moment of like, oh, I just made $80 and I'm like playing soccer here and I don't have to work, I'm just here. And that was like, I don't know, that was kind of eye-opening to me in the first moment where it's like, you know, you just kind of want to show your friends, like, look at this. Like, I've never done this before. I'm playing soccer, I just made $80. Like, that's an awesome feeling.
That's awesome. So how did you transition from Minecraft realms and servers to social media content?
Yeah, so I did. I was the server owner for about 3 years. So from 2020 to 2023, I opened multiple different servers, tried multiple different things, and I really never found much success. I remember I used to get so excited, like I thought I was about to have some pretty decent success with this one server. I think it was 2022, and I was like so excited. I think I made a Finsta post about it. I was like, I'm about to make like 2 to 4K like consistent off this server. I thought that was crazy, and I really didn't find the most success until summer of 2023, where we had, it's known, if you're familiar with like the Minecraft ecosystem, it was called Gents. It's not as popular at the time, but it was just a game mode that completely exploded, used through short form and through like my friends who, I wasn't even doing short form yet, but they were, and we were very close. And so we ended up having 2 servers. They were the fastest growing servers in the world. They were growing so fast that all of our competition thought we were lying, and like didn't believe that what we were doing was possible. So I got in a lot of heated arguments with guys trying to tell them like, these numbers are real, like this is legit. And so I only owned 10% of the first one, and then me and someone else who also did short form, I didn't do short form at the time, started our own.
And then immediately we took off. We became the fastest growing. I mean, I own the other one, but I own a small percent. Now I own half. And that was like, I think the first month we made like 33K, and that was a really successful summer for us. So.
Wow, that's crazy. So what goes into creating a Minecraft server? What's the development like? How do you do that?
Yeah, it's a lot. I love where I'm positioned now, not really having to deal with it. The actual development on the server, I wish I still had access to like the panels I could show you and like what everything actually looks like on the back end. But the development of the actual server, it's very difficult to hold a large amount of players without lag and whatnot. So that's a massive aspect of it. And then also like you want at the end of the day to incubate this community around the server, because that community is gonna stay and support the server throughout like the time in which they're playing it. And so you really have to manage the community, and you're just managing humans at that point, because you're like trying to get like in your community you'll have kids cheating or groups on the server like getting fucking arguments. You gotta break them up and like get involved and and just look out for the health of the community, and it's a massive task. I remember that server was called Sunblock. That first one did 33K, and we had like 700 players online. We were one of the biggest in the world. And I would probably spend at least 12 hours a day, like fully on my computer, not like procrastinating, like dealing with shit on my computer. So I love being on the other end of it now. Like my partner in that server that just made videos, he didn't have to do like shit, because I was running everything for my 50%, and he was doing the marketing. So now doing the marketing, it's so nice because I can just make my videos.
So how much is the most you've made, the least you've made, like as in the last year, and then like what are you at now?
Yeah, the most in my life would have been. This wasn't personal because this is when I had a 50-50 partner for that Sunblock server. It would have been that $33,000 a month. That's been the best so far. But that was 2 years ago. Recently, the best month I've had recently was last month. Actually, it was pretty good. It was around 25, and like I keep just about all of that. And then this month is will be pretty similar. So we're starting to step up. The worst month would have been in summer. I low-key took like a month off, just because the audience wasn't really there and involved in Minecraft. Like June was massive for Roblox, and so I really took like a month. So I might have made like 2 to 4K like a month within that period, but that's like, I had a massive run during school, and then summer was like oddly bad, and then now like this recent semester starting October onward has been pretty incredible, and I'm excited for where it'll go. But
That's awesome. And what's been like your most unique financial decision, or like your biggest loss, or like worst decision, or maybe best decision that you've made in the last few years?
Worse, actually, one of my very close friends who did something very similar, he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to do short form. On that Sunblock server, he was the one who blew up the first server that I owned, I only owned 10% of that, and then I owned the one of 50. We wanted to, because we ended up getting scammed actually out of the first server. Actually, that should be it. We got scammed out $55,000 collectively, which was fucked. Actually, the final number was really like 27,000 because one owner got his share, and then the rest became fucked up after that. But we wanted to take away, like, we thought he was their most valuable asset, so we offered him a deal for us, and he ended up like not making a difference. So we probably gave away like 20% of Sunblock in like the last of that server in the last like month or two of its existence, that it was like really banging, and we really didn't get much value from that. So we did probably miss like, I probably personally lost like $8,000 from that.
Oh man.
But it's like my friends, like, I mean,
yeah,
I can't, like, I'm not gonna hate him, bro, it is what it is.
Yeah, just 8K. Okay.
It's chill. We're good. We're good now. That was 2 years ago. It's chill.
17.3 million views in the last 28 days. What is the secret to that?
So that number really should be like 28 if you would have came a week earlier. This past 28 days has been it's been worse in the past, but, and two, this is short form views, so this is not the same as long form views. Long form, this would be worth about $300,000. The revenue, I just signed up for the revenue because it's free money because I'm already making these videos, and I only get $500 for this. Granted, it's a free $500, so I'm gonna take that every time. Just consistency. I don't know, it's consistency, and there's so many different aspects that you wouldn't even think about. They go into every video, whether it's the voiceover, the clip selection, or the progression. And just, it takes so much iteration. I probably made 350 videos this year, and probably close to like 500 in my lifetime. And so, I also think I'm a relatively smart person, so I think that goes into it as well. I do better than my competition, and far better. We really don't have anyone close to us at the moment.
So starting off with social media, how how many videos do you have to post before you hit big?
I think when you're first starting off, actually, that's a great question. I initially, like, my friends were telling me, because I own this, like, this, let's say this is 2023. I owned this server, and I wanted to do short form so bad, but I was like, I don't have time to do both, to post the videos and run the server. And then eventually, a group told me to just man up, if you will, and just to do it. And so for every day for about a month, I just posted, and I had like small success. Like, I think I was really excited. I got a video that got 38K. I could even show you the videos right now. They're pretty awful. But like, to get to, at least in my industry, to get to a point where you can do well consistently, give or take like 100 videos, honestly. Like, it takes serious iteration, and it really depends on the person. For me, by not placing that limit on myself, it was just, I wanted to shoot for the stars always. And we've absolutely done that.
So the biggest thing for students starting out is taking action and actually going out and doing it. What is the biggest piece of advice that you could give to a student or an entrepreneur that's starting out, that just all he has to do is take action?
If you're stuck on that step, you might not be made for it. But realistically, just stop making excuses, I would guess. I think it's so popular now for, I mean, everyone's gonna do it, we're human. Everyone's gonna make excuses in general. There's truth to the excuse, typically. There is truth behind it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna sit behind an excuse and just, like, you're gonna say that the rest of your life on why you never became successful, or you're just gonna go figure it the fuck out and then they'll become successful. And so I think just stop making excuses and go figure it out. And, you know, nothing's gonna be fair. Shit's gonna look bad. Shit's never gonna look great when you're starting off. You're gonna have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Go figure it out. That's like your whole job. That's the whole story. Otherwise, it doesn't. Who gives a shit? People are losing the core principle of providing value to people, and I think they get in this, like, they love the idea of entrepreneurship and they love business and they might even love the grinding, which is a fantastic step forward. But like, realistically, them as a person, from the stuff that they've learned, they don't really have that much to provide. In terms of, like, that's something that's like particularly valuable, and so they kind of end up doing like all these odd jobs. Like, you see a lot of like super, like, kind of random AI based startups from people who maybe don't know anything about AI or stuff like that. And I think, like, you could definitely make short-term money and it's awesome. And you'll get good experience, but like, whether to, like, when you're making the decision to rely on that for the rest of your life, like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur for the rest of my life and everything's built on like ChatGPT, I would, like, I think go to college, man. I think like the 5K a month, like, that's a salary, bro. Like, go to school and learn.
Just working at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Go to school.
So going on, like, the principle of, you don't think that people are driving value, do you think it's because they're relying on external tools to people who may not know about them, and they're pretty much just white labeling that plus a little bit of knowledge?
Exactly. I think, and this was always gonna happen as, like, I feel like society develops and as technology increases. But I mean, we see it the most today. We all know people who do shit like that. It feels like that are just like, they're selling something, and they are, but like, what did they do in that process? And the answer is typically very little. And that's great for short term. You're making short term money, spending money in college, like, so I support it all the way. But whether to hold yourself in your head of some, like, super advanced entrepreneur that's like, I don't even need school, I'm gonna skip college, where it's like, I think we need to be a little more realistic about the timeline of this and like what we're actually doing. What are we providing to the world, and is it really that valuable?
Yeah. So you think that anyone making a business that is younger should think about impact, and if they don't have an impact, don't have a purpose to make the world a better place, then they shouldn't do it at all?
I wouldn't even say it's about making the world a better place. Controversial quote. I don't mean it like that, but I mean it in the sense that what I'm trying to say is, if you find a way to make $100,000 in a year, let's say, doing however you do it, like online, whatever, and then you, like, know intrinsically, and you'll know that you're not providing $100,000, you're providing nowhere near worth that in, like, society, then that should be a warning bell about, like, how the longevity of what you're doing. Because if it feels like you're getting one up on society and you're, like, taking money and you're doing super well even though you're not really doing much, reality is I feel like it will catch up to you, and, you know, the longevity won't be there, and you can't rely on that.